understandable because before I met Jesus, I was a zealot. As a zealot, the only purpose in my life really was to drive the Romans out of our beloved homeland, to conquer them by any means possible, mostly by killing as many of them as possible. Indeed, as a zealot, I believe that it was God's will for us to crush the Romans under our heels so that the glory and the power that once was Israel's could be restored as it was in the days of King David and King Solomon. But then I met Jesus, and he told me about another kind of kingdom altogether, the kingdom of the human heart, that kingdom where God alone reigns supreme, that kingdom where the only weapon is love. In the 3 or so years that I have followed Jesus, listening to his teaching and his preaching, 2 things have happened to me. First, I have changed my mind completely on this whole business of conquest. I now believe that the only conquest that is true and lasting and worthwhile is the conquest of the heart by love, even love of one's enemies. Secondly, I have now given to Jesus my highest loyalty and my deepest devotion. I have, in military parlance, unconditionally surrendered myself to him. I now want only to think as he thinks and do as he does and love as he loves and serve God as he serves God. Now, surprisingly, my surrender has in no way imprisoned me. Indeed, I am now freer than I have been at any time in my life. Most importantly, I am free of my fear of Rome. Oh, she is mighty, but God is almighty. And we will conquer Rome, not by overpowering her, but by outloving her in the name of God. The God whose love for all people, even the Romans, has been so clearly shown to us by Jesus, whom, by the way, I now call my Lord and my Savior. But now, Jesus has just told us that there is a spiritual Roman among us. Someone who would attempt to do by force what we all know can only be done by love. Who can it be? Who can it be? Is it Matthew, the publican? Or is it the big fisherman himself? Or is it his brother? Or does Jesus suspect me, Simon, since I am the only former zealot amongst the 12? Is it